Hello friends, I welcome you all to the next lecture of the JCE eConnect series of online lectures. We are into module 4 and discussing the topic centroid. In the previous videos, we have discussed the basics of centroid. Further, we have derived the relationship for obtaining the centroidal distance for various geometrical figures such as a rectangle, a triangle, a semicircle and a quarter circle. In today's lecture, let us find the centroid of a sector. So firstly, what is a sector? It is an elemental area of a circle which subtends an angle equal to alpha with respect to the axis under consideration. Okay, so when we take a semicircle or a quarter circle, the angle is well defined. That is, a quarter circle will subtend an angle of 90 degrees, whereas a semicircle will subtend an angle of 180 degrees. Whereas in case of a sector, it is such an element which can subtend an angle alpha depending on the requirement. So angle alpha will be the given data in case of a sector. So for such an element, now we have to obtain the centroidal distance. So when we consider a sector, we observe that it is neither symmetrical about x-axis nor symmetrical about y-axis. That means that we have to derive the relationship or the equation for x bar as well as y bar. Now the basics of this derivation are very much similar to that of a semicircle or a quarter circle. So it will be easy for your understanding. Firstly, let us consider an elemental strip which subtends an angle d theta with the center for analysis. Now, as discussed in the previous lectures, its centroidal distance from the apex will be 2 by 3 into r, where r is the radius of the sector. So now its horizontal projection on x-axis will be 2 by 3 r cos theta, whereas its vertical projection on y-axis will be 2 by 3 r sin theta. This we have already discussed in the previous lectures and this basics remains the same. Area of this elemental strip will be half into r into d theta, that is the area of a triangle. Again I am repeating, even if the arc portion is curved, for analysis purpose we are considering it as a flat portion and as the base of the triangle. Therefore, now area of the sector is given by integration of 0 to alpha half of r square d theta. Moment of this elementary strip about y-axis will be obtaining by multiplying half r square d theta into the horizontal projection, that is 2 by 3 r cos theta. So we get this answer as r cube cos theta d theta divided by 3. Now there are such many elemental strips in the complete sector. So let us analyze let us integrate all the areas of such elemental strip between the angle 0 to alpha. Why we are taking the limit from 0 to alpha is 0 is the base angle, whereas our sector extends maximum up to an angle alpha. Therefore, integration of 0 to alpha of r square r cube by 3 cos theta d theta. When we go ahead with the process of integration, we get the answer as r square alpha by 2 into we get the answer as r cube by 3 into sin alpha. Now what is r cube by 3 into sin alpha? It is the moment of n number of strips which are in the range of 0 to alpha with respect to the y-axis. Okay, so this is the one part of your equation which we have to equate against the moment of the entire area. So moment of the total area about y-axis will be given by area of a sector, which is r square alpha by 2 into x bar. So remember this relation, r square alpha by 2 is the area of the circle, and as we are finding the moment about y-axis, we have to multiply the perpendicular distance, which is nothing but x bar. So now we can use the principle of moments and equate r cube by 3 sine alpha equal to r square alpha by 2 into x bar. So cross multiplying, we get x bar as 2r by 3 sine alpha. Therefore, for a sector, the centroidal distance with respect to y-axis, that is x bar, is equal to 2r by 3 sine alpha. So this is the first output which we wanted. Now let us consider the moment of the elementary strip about x-axis. So now in this case, we have to take the vertical projection, that is 2 by 3 r sine theta. In previous case, we took the horizontal projection 2 by 3 r cos theta for finding the moment. So here the moment of the elementary strip of area half r into r d theta is given by 2 by 3 r sine theta, which is the vertical projection, multiplied by area. We get the answer as r cube sine theta d theta by 3. Now there exists such many elements, so we have to find now the summation of the moments of such various elements lying between the limits 0 to alpha of the sector. Therefore integrating r cube sine theta d theta with the limits 0 to alpha, we get moment of the various strips as r cube by 3 into bracket 1 minus cos alpha. Okay, r cube by 3 into bracket 1 minus cos alpha. Then moment of the total area about y-axis. It is very simple. Area of the sector, that is r square alpha divided by 2 into y bar. So again, using the principle of moments and equating, we get the relationship for y bar as 2r by 3 1 minus cos alpha. Okay, so only difference is that x bar and y bar values are not the same. In x bar equation we are getting sin alpha, whereas in y bar equation we are getting cos alpha. This derivation is not asked frequently, but still prepare with this derivation of the sector. If it is asked, it is very easy. Only the difference is that in this case we have to find both x bar and y bar, that is we have to repeat the procedure twice. Hopefully you have understood this derivation. Go through it. If you have any doubts, please revert back. So next we will be discussing all the formulas together, which will be useful for you all during solving the examples. Okay, I request you all to make proper table in your notebook and write down all these formulas properly. So the first element which we are dealing with today is the rectangle. Okay, which we are discussing in the formula list is a rectangle. Now a rectangle is a symmetrical figure about both horizontal as well as vertical axis. Therefore x bar is equal to b by 2 and y bar is equal to d by 2. The next figure is a triangle. The first triangle considered is a equilateral triangle. So for an equilateral triangle, the area is half base into height or depth, whatever is given in the notation. Now as this equilateral triangle will be symmetrical about vertical axis, okay, as it is symmetrical about vertical axis, therefore x bar is directly b by 2, that is half of the base, whereas y bar is 1/3 of d or 1/3 of h, whatever symbol you take. So see that in an equilateral triangle we can get x bar directly, which is half of the base, whereas y bar needs to be found by using the formula. Now next is an right angled triangle. So when we consider this triangle, it is neither symmetrical about x-axis nor symmetrical about y-axis. Hence, for right angle triangle, we get both the values of x bar as well as y bar, where x bar is 1/3 of the base and y bar is 1/3 of the depth. Next comes the circle. Now circle is an symmetrical figure about both horizontal as well as vertical axis. The area of the circle is pi r square and its x bar will be equal to r and y bar also will be equal to r from the axis as shown in the figure. R, or it can be taken as half of the diameter, because center of the circle itself is the centroid of the circle. Now next comes your semicircle. All four orientations are given. Now semicircle becomes very important because in maximum problems you will get the semicircle, and there are four orientations of the semicircle. So you need to carefully see the formulas, okay, with respect to their orientation. So first, when we take the orientation from with respect to the horizontal axis, that is from 0 degrees up to 180 degrees, we get x bar is the center because semicircle is symmetrical about one axis, either x axis or y axis depending on the location, whereas in this case y bar will be 4r by 3 pi. Now when we move to the second case, here again x bar is d by 2, whereas y bar, as we will be going below the axis, we are taking a minus sign, that is 4r by 3 pi. In the third case, now the semicircle is with respect to the vertical axis. So here x bar will be 4r by 3 pi, whereas y bar will be minus d by 2. And in the last case, x bar is minus 4r by 3 pi and y bar is d by 2. So these all are simple. Okay, just draw the figure properly and go through the formulas and understand them properly. So the last formula is of the quarter circle, and for a quarter circle both x bar and y bar will be 4r by 3 pi. Let the quarter circle be in any quadrant, formula remains the same. So we have discussed the formulas for the figures which we are commonly using. The sector is not much commonly used, but still as a part of the syllabus I have derived the equation. Please go through that equation. Also make proper notes for all the derivations and formulas. Put it in a proper table format so that when we start the problems in the next lecture, it will be easy for you all to grasp it. So let's conclude today's lecture. Hope you are following the lectures properly. Thank you.